understand. She said she don't understand. She can follow it from the parent and follow it to me. So I'm following.
Welcome to
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
Community Cuts. We're hosted by SALON LEAHING, 732 Washington Ave between Prospect Place and Clark Place, where professionals come. Welcome. I'm talking tonight, we're going to be talking about, do you remember Kendrick Lamar? Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, familiar with artists. Not
Correct. Not like us. What does that mean in the political landscape? Not like us. What does that mean to us? Not like us.
Should I give some context about the
Please give some context.
So basically, there is a feud going on with rapper Kendrick Lamar and rapper Drake. There's been a feud stemming between other rappers, namely Future. There was an album in 2022 called Her Loss. Drake had 21 Savage and himself on the album. Future did not appreciate that. So when Future dropped his album, he had Kendrick Lamar as a guest verse, and that started his verse on Not Like Us, and that's where it stemmed from. So that's where all this problem comes. Now, in the political climate, I've seen, like, Trump,
Correct.
he said, like, he said Kamala Harris recently just decided to use her blackness or inherit her blackness. I think that was he's like trying to divide us by saying she's not like black. Oh, now all of a sudden she's gonna claim her blackness. All of a sudden. That's the first thing that pops up in my head.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, I think that not like us is, it means a various amount of different ideologies. And not like us means, you can be the same, but it's not together, not like us. So where do we go from, and I'm pinning it to the political landscape, current political landscape that we're in right now, not like us.
well, I see not like us. It's just simply different. Not like us means the opposite. Simple. Not like us. Like us, this is us. Not like us is over there. It's different. I see it. Not like us. Okay. And it's fair to describe an individual like Donald Trump with that, label him with that because of his language, his attitude towards Black people in particular. He's demonstrated a lot of negativity, a lot of racial kind of expressions that make us as Black people
But I'm not home.
offended.
You can leave that back.
Offended by
Is that all right?
how
Yeah, you can leave that back.
Like when we saw a black job, like it was a black job.
yeah. Right. Well, that's just one
I forgot
of
I was coming out.
expressions that he used.
Jerry,
He's been very
did you get
very,
the
very
notification for the
consistent.
potluck tomorrow?
with trying to separate us or stereotype us,
Okay, all right.
stigmatize us. He's been doing everything
What?
that qualify him.
Is you my student?
Not
How are
like
you
us.
my student?
He's done everything to earn that.
What happened?
And it's not like we being trying to offend him or any other nationality by saying not like us. I think that's
Wow.
particularly
Wow,
referred to
amazing.
him because of his behavior towards us as a race of people.
You saw
African Americans, Black,
wonderful. How many
tribes.
colors in the rainbow?
We know who we are. Right, Pete?
Yo,
We know who we are.
Do we?
Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly,
All
do
right, Jerry.
Go.
You know you have your
So-
phone.
What do we see? What do we see?
When you say that you know who we are, do we know who we are? That's our problem. That's why we can't come as one. That's the main problem. Because we, the right
No,
word.
I need you to talk
Let
about
me
that.
pick the
Yeah.
right word. We conform to whatever's around us to blend in. We don't stand as who we are. So they don't respect us. So we not like us.
Who are we?
Exactly. So not like us, meaning like if you're not like us, then guess what? You like them.
Okay.
You like them.
Right.
That's why he's talking about black jobs. Like he went to the black journalist board the other day and began speaking about that. And they continue to ask him what does that mean. It's like any job, just being arrogant as he is. But the thing is, I know they want to form and they tend to say certain things that they don't want to say. They're very irritated as you can see. But
I need to hear you a little bit louder.
Oh.
Because I want to get to that.
Yeah.
The meat, I want to get the meat of it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go ahead, talk to us.
Well, talk to us.
so if you're not like us, who are you like? It sends back to slavery. Basically, you either against us or for us, right?
Are we saying that
So
about him?
no, we're saying that about us. They're putting us in a category.
Okay.
So you're either going to be at the bottom of the pole or at the top. So those who continue to climb and push other people down instead of saying, let me unite and pull everybody up. But you can't be good. If I'm sitting in a room and I'm a billionaire and everybody else around me has nothing, you're going to get them. In reality, because my people are all down. I'm a billionaire, but I can't bring them to my table wherever I go. I'm sitting at the table with them, the people who are not like us. So what do you do?
Comment on it?
Yeah, it's really,
Okay.
that's why we have to get a woman's perspective. She's given us some really good information. Nice.
I guess, because I never really like, that's like conformity, that's universal, everyone just has their, it's like a herd mentality. But when growing up, I never really had like those feelings. Like when I was younger, like I always felt like I stand out, always the people that stood out. So I never really, that's when you said that, I never really like, oh, I have to think about that.
Well, actually, I have a different perspective on that. I'm with you though. I'm understanding exactly what you're saying. You just never identified or just heard those things. You just really just heard right now what she just said, giving you some ideas and feelings about wow, like is that how I go? Like you saying that you know great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm old, but I'm not that old. I'm only 26.
Yeah, we got that. And your point of view is very important. The age you at, we need to hear from you. We want to know how you think and how you feel about things that's going on.
And it's good to put your feet in the other person's shoes so that you can look at things from all different perspectives. But they train us to look at things one way. You go to school to learn, they send you to school to learn follow, not to make. Like you said, they take yourself out that box. But how do you get out the box?
When I was younger, I was always told critical thinking, act for yourself, you're not a follower. And I think it relates to this. If you don't feel like for me, for example, they're not like that. I know what I can. I feel comfortable in where I stand. I'm definitely less than I don't want to take that away from me. I have my ideals, I stick to them. I meet a lot of young people my age are like that. In my opinion, that's what I see. That's what I do. All the people I talk to, they know, like, oh, what's so different? So they go with it.
So, next question.
Hey, what's up?
Being 26-year-old male, do you, what type of understanding do you have at 26 based on what's going on politically? Can you give us a little insight on how you see that, how you see things that's happening? Kamala Harris versus council.
That was the perspective.
How does that resonate with you? Like, try to give me a little idea, a little understanding.
That's why,
As a young man, what do you see? What comes out of
the
it?
house,
For me, my whole life,
picnic house.
I've known that since I've been in New York all my life, Brooklyn, we're a few states, we've been in the for quite some time.
It's a
We're all
picnic house,
born,
yeah.
so I've been raised in a
Yeah.
We still got the newspaper when Obama was president, both newspapers. To me, it's like, I believe actually one would be great. I'll be happy. And it'll be a new.
Well, I can find my phone, but I'm already still on the regular. It doesn't register.
I've seen black president and president, two first. And like, yeah, so I think that's great. That's the most I'm not old enough to, about kids and retirement.
So, another question.
Yeah, when I step over here to this beautiful young lady, what does that mean to you, not like us? In this environment, in this political environment, this atmosphere, what does that mean to you? It doesn't necessarily have to mean Trump or Harris. What does that mean to you?
Talking about the expression itself.
To me, it actually means pay attention to what's going on as I'm reading. I read the lyrics today. True confession. It means pay attention because he goes back and forth into old times, into modern times. So it's like pay attention, like he's trying to show you this distinct in between the times. Like for instance,
Read that like
I'm too low.
stuff. I want to make sure that you heard.
Like we're raised to say what happened in your home state. Does that benefit you? They trained you that way, so you know that way, right? You're not supposed to take your outside business, your inside business outside for your family. But what if you was a person getting raped by your uncle for years? How does that benefit you? So you have to change your mind frame of thinking. And it's sad, I learned that from my 26-year-old son. And it's sad, but it's the truth. You can always learn something every day, no matter how old you are. You said you're not worried about a 401k, you're worried about it.
I mean, I have one because that's only because of my job. What's getting it? So that's what I'm worried about.
Plan.
I open it just
Not gonna take my house, but I'm great. At my age, I'm done 23 years of service and I'm done. I'm not that old, but I'm still under 50, yes, but I'm telling you, plan. It's important to plan. I had a plan, kind of messed up a little bit, but I still got here. But if I didn't plan,
Information for you.
So much more.
for instance, right? Look, for instance,
Let's hear it.
so they were talking, the big thing they were talking about, I don't watch a lot of the debates because it kind of irritates me. And I happened to watch, I think the other night was Trump was speaking about the border and all this stuff that was going on. And it bothered me. They finally gave us 15 hours hike, which they were refusing to do. Blame the administration that's just in office for things that happened during your time, and they have to come and clean it up. And it's an ongoing cycle like that for years. We have to think smarter. Look, I don't want to go on this topic too hard, right?
No, be yourself, be yourself.
Yeah, be yourself.
The reason why I'm saying that is because it's political and the democracy is serious when it comes to that. They're gonna put in office who they wanna put in office. All these migrants here, right? I'm paying you $15 an hour, never, that was for a little bit, I'm gonna hire them $60.50. It's planned, this history repeating itself over and over, that's why it's important to know where you come from. you have to know that this area in order to stop it from keep reacting stuff. That's it.
Really quickly, I
So
would say.
what I'm hearing
That is the main location there.
from young lady here, young man here, and other young people that I've talked with,
I don't know, I'm trying to find out.
they don't
Send
believe in
it
the
back to
system.
me again.
They don't believe in the system. I'm from a school,
No, we'll have to
that I
find
grew
out.
up with.
So just send it to me again.
Parents, they live
I'm
by,
not gonna pull it.
a Democratic president.
The parent, yeah,
Doctor.
parents send it to the back.
So to speak,
I send mine to the
Represent.
past
you
parent.
know, thinking that they're gonna pay in favor, they're gonna do
My
things
parents
that's gonna
should,
make black life better.
because basically by the
You're
water
gonna get
and.
benefits, you're gonna get taxes, low taxes,
So I told her, go
and
ahead.
all these promises, all this stuff. And
Right,
people are literally
Yes,
turned
ma'am.
off,
Yes, ma'am. Hello?
about, the president, who's gonna be the president. But lots of people are not so concerned these days.
What happened now?
Why?
Right.
Why?
Because, and I just mentioned,
Yeah.
like, there's a lot of
Uh-huh.
false promises, and they seem to be the
Yeah.
ones that, in pocket, so to speak, doing better than everybody, and making the rules and regulations, like you said, in school, you taught not to lead but to follow. And it seems like that's the same practice that's happening today.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, I think at this time, especially in this, this
You know
heated
what?
time that we're in. I remember
I would have pulled up pediatrician
that
myself, if you know the pediatrician number, because.
we are the
How
ones
would
who
you
need to
send a
make
child to school, give them a.
We are the ones that need to make
Parents have to.
A lot of times we wait for others to fulfill
fulfill
or to
I would have
lead,
pulled up.
but we're the ones that
You have the
we
notes?
have been waiting for. And it's our time now to step
You have
forward.
the,
I know that we live in
you have the
the,
address,
in the time
you have
and
his number,
space
what,
and energy of
what,
purpose.
people,
And
call
so
them,
this is a new
call them and
paradigm
tell them
that we're
how
in right
ridiculous
now.
they are.
So sometimes we
I
can't
should
wait
have
for
had
somebody
that,
to
thing.
lead us. We can't wait
Oh, they
for
had it, want to send
Kamala
the child.
Harris. We can't wait for Donald Trump. We have to step into our big man or big woman place of existence. And that's to
Everybody
take
that
it
comes
on
down with COVID will take that child.
So this is a
What
time
the father
that,
saying
you
now?
know, whoever is president, it may not mean anything, because if we don't step into what we're supposed
That
to
is
do,
not the point.
then the story's gonna remain the story,
The
the
point
same
is,
story.
Do you think that they're gonna allow a woman to become president? There's six major families that run the world, that really run the world, put a president spot just to be a guinea pig, and they do what they want to.
but the parents.
The Vanderbilts, the Walmarts,
Things
like,
are right.
these people been running the world, they're Rockefellers. We don't, the president don't do nothing but get a paycheck to be a guinea pig, that's it. Like Obama negotiated some stuff for the black people, then he had to give a lot back. But people don't realize that. It's important to know, but people don't know. They think like, is Trump in office? Trump don't qualify to be in office. Why is Trump in office the first time? Because they needed him to do what they wanted him to do. Everything that was done, it was done. It was.
And you're right, and I think that, let's be honest, I think that, for me, I think we're under respect.
That's why it's what you might say.
And so when we break this spell, yeah, that's why I said we have to do it for ourselves. We can't wait for anybody to do it for us. We have to
You
take
know what happened to
it
the
for
child?
ourselves.
Yeah, someone said today for that.
No matter who's in office.
Yeah, what did you say?
A lot of people are saying, maybe Kamala can't be president because,
Teacher in school said she didn't
I
tell.
don't know, but
So.
whatever it is. It is what it is. But it is what it is to our community. Step forward
If you have to let them
and
take it.
be responsible and stand for ourselves and our
What's
kids.
the end of the.
So the kids are going to emulate us. That we
Now
are
today, you know what
the
it,
first
you know what it said to me?
step forward.
Much rather.
And not have to be, be handled by somebody else.
You know what I'm saying?
Telling us that.
That's what you're saying, right?
No,
So I called the mother, I texted the mother, and I said, well, why are they sending?
Well, also, what I noticed,
A temperature,
since,
why are they doing that? I said, you
mile
know, yeah.
average septic.
But afterwards, they told us afterwards, they called us to find out.
Appears to me that
So I
just
said,
that
well, why
alone
if they don't with a
has
temperature
driven
of 99 point, whatever,
black.
and send it to my daycare?
I agree.
Right, right. You know,
What if they had
I mean, like for the first time in a long,
send them to my daycare?
that you
So I
weren't born
texted them when he
during
came.
that time, when it's black conscious.
So the child home, why is
It's
sending
very
to my
present,
daycare?
very
They send to my
dominant
daycare.
in our community
But I have
across the country.
to know whatever.
Martin King,
Oh, yeah.
Why they
Right.
send
Martin
to
Luther King,
the
Malcolm X,
I
Black
said,
Panther movement,
so
these were movements
So why they send him?
was lined up and set up for demonstrating and representing the equality for black people in general. Because we were being dealt a dirty hand. You know, I heard about the dirty hand, right? You know, they always downplay them as racist people. You know, I mean, they point that all across the country, all over the world. Where you go, it's like a struggle just being the president being black, going into another country. It's racism everywhere. And they've been downplaying black people for so many years, so long. You know, I mean, even coming out of slavery, it's like they can't see they can't seem to look at us as being almost, you know, equal on the same level. Like, you know, God made all of us.
And why?
Right. Right. Well, we know why. Yeah. Right. We know why. We know that we're very, you know, scholarly people. Very quick in, you know, recovering, you know, in so many areas where they try to just damage us, you know,
But this is what you said.
and so many things that,
Teacher said,
you know, and we continue to
everybody
rise.
knows. And then
And
started
it's
calling.
happening now.
At the very
That's
end of the
consciousness.
He
We see
said,
the
I saw
consciousness.
that before that. He didn't want
I
to.
mean, we see the consciousness.
He had a nurse tech,
Like,
secretary,
like, wow, like,
she was
but then you
fantastic.
got so
She
many
was
black
fantastic.
people
The rest is
that don't take on that consciousness
last.
because we've been let down
But I told her, say,
for so many years, for so long. Even when Obama became president,
his temperature.
right, we felt like we have arrived. We arrived.
I was send him.
You know, like we was there with it.
Sick and have a temperature.
Right. Right. But then when he became president,
What's wrong with
both
these people?
terms, right, 8 years, everything that he proposed, you know, they turned it back on. They turned it back on. So we lost faith. Like, oh man, you know, like we feel like he's going to be the promised land as a race of people.
Well, let me ask you, where do you go? 26 years old, and I wanted to ask you, where do you see yourself going forward in this America? What do you want?
Good question. Great question. Equal opportunity. Let me rephrase that. So it make it look easier. Right now you're 26. 10 years from now, 10 years from now, when you're 36, how do you see yourself in now 10 years?
Hopefully making a lot more money. Hopefully making a lot more money. I would like to see a nice house outside of the one I'm in now. Hopefully everyone is not so on edge 10 years from now because I believe she's only 36. I think more. I don't know. In terms of America, some people to relax. Everyone's so tight and angry. See on my social media, everyone just wants to be the first. You know, hoping that down, changing down the road. Maybe it's comes to an election year, everyone's complaining, but I'm hoping.
What are some of the complaints that you get as a young man?
Oh, what's the point of voting and everything is, some people I've heard, some people are like, oh, negotiable for Trump again, so we get that whole hundred again. That's not how it works, guys. That's not how it works.
No, we need to hear them. But,
Yeah, no, not him, but I'm just saying the situation.
I don't like both candidates, I'm not gonna go. Who cares about even a local election? Who cares if they can pick anyone they want? I mean, it's like that's not how it works, guys. Like I hear this on my block. Like they just lost faith. Hope that we can regain faith.
I think at the end of the day that we have to take it, not, violently, but we have to take it. No one's gonna give us anything, right? And so we teach our kids to step forward and be productive people and move forward to getting what you want. Because if you have to wait for it, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Dad told me all the time. Since he's immigrant, he was to tell me, like for example, when like I was younger, I would be lazy to go to the store. Like if you want something, you have to go walk, feed it, no matter how far it is, you gotta go get it. And that sticks with me today. Like that's what I'm trying to, not be stagnant. Like what you said, you gotta go take it.
And even the Bible talks about it. Take it by force. It's not me. It's in the Word of God. Take it by force. So we can't just say, okay, it's going to happen. It's going to come down our lane. It's not going to come down our lane. We have to take it. And it doesn't have to be violently. It could be just getting more educational things in our lives and learning about the system. Learning about, okay, well, this one was president. Well, I can be president. Right? Or this one has a head of a corporation. No, I can be the head of my own corporation. Right? I can start my own. Exactly. I don't have to work for anyone else. I can just start my own. So that's in the context of taking it for yourself. Take it by force.
There's a lot of young entrepreneurs around my age. I wish I could do it. I don't have.
It can happen. It can happen. It definitely can happen. One of the things that stays on my mind is that religion brings it to the door. Religion takes it to the door. But what keeps you in conversation is spirituality. Because religion will bring you someplace, but you have to have that spirituality to converse with the Most High God. So he's not concerned about this religion over the other religion, but with all these people. Right? So at the end of the day, it's spirituality. We need to talk to him about that level and that tone. So, because a lot of times I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian, I'm a Hebrew, I'm a this or that. And we're not connecting with each other, but actually it's about the spirituality, who we are as a religion. That's what I feel.
Like you said, we gotta take it. I was going through this whole court case with all this stuff. And the defendant lawyer said to me, "You missed your calling," because I shut them down, got a judge removed. And then I said, "I'm going to law school." Listen, why not? I realized it was such a hustle, like a drug dealer on the corner, which was scary, that I was in a courtroom with these people. But I realized when you came to the courtroom, they already knew who was going to jail, who was doing what the case outcome was going to be before they entered the courtroom. I heard about it until it was my time. I never paid attention. And in order to change the system, you have to be part of the system, and that's what we like. Then I started going to school to be a judge. Why not? I could sit on this bench and send everyone to jail who I think is not on my team, right? It's not like us, like they've been doing for eons. So that would be unfair. But oh well, such is life, right? So it's like, what do you do? What do you do? How do you deal with it? Because you're angry because of what's been happening and what is still happening. You are angry. But then do you want to be classified as a racist? Because they have been doing this to you all the time, now that you're turning it back. How do you deal with it?
Well, have people also say that listening to each one of y'all.
I Google it and I tell you how to get to the
There's a thing, there's a verb that's called empowerment. What empowerment is we educate them, being there for one another, raising each other's consciousness. I think that's lacking. I think that's what's missing. I think people are doing their own thing and they really not understanding where and what direction that things can go and how it can affect so many people's lives. Having the wrong person with too much power in a position, it can go up, it can get very ugly. It can affect so many different lives. You heard about the 2025, what is that?
2025.
Project 2025. Doesn't sound like a society project that will work in favor of people that in place right now that need some power, some strength, and some direction, some positivity. That doesn't sound like it's been leaning in that direction. It seems like it's going total opposite direction, where they're not like us. To support that, you know.
You know what brings me, I'm listening to Kamel, and I love what you said, but this tapped something in me that back in the day, before all of our time, there was a thing called tribe. Throughout the United States, we have different tribes. So divided, do not allow us to come cohesively as a tribe. Right? As a tribe, we are united. We have tribes in Brooklyn, a tribe in New Jersey, California, and the tribe is supposed to come together and unite. Right? When we divide and conquer, that means that we become afraid. We're not able to hold on our strength as a people. So we have to come together as a tribe and say, okay, no matter what, this is our collective, and we're going to stay together. This is our vote. Because other people do it. They have a block, they call it a block vote. I will vote, my people will vote this way. That's my block. Our tribe should be the same way. We come together. But divide and conquer here in America, that's how we fray from each other. We're not strong. So my thing is to help us come together as a whole, as a collective.
I will say I've noticed that, to your point, us coming together, I've seen it strengthen as a couple months that I've seen been on, social media checking what the people been saying. But I've had that thought years. I just thought it was never feasible because unfortunately our people I've noticed can't agree on one thing. I don't know why.
Let's share something with everybody. So this is a long time ago. It happened in Rodney King. The Rodney King story that happened in LA. It was in the 90s, I think it was. Huh? Yeah. And so everybody was crazy what they saw what happened to Rodney King. And I remember I was walking down a dark Brooklyn street in the hood. And I said to myself, I'm not going to be afraid. Because at the end of the day, we saw what happened to Rodney King. And any other time, I would have 4 guys coming up on me at the same time. 4 big guys. And I said, I'm just going to press through because we are one. And as I pressed through, they looked at me and they nodded. Yo, what's up, brother? What's up? And I was deep in the hood. Yeah, I couldn't do that every night. but it was around the Rodney King where everybody coalesced together. I'm not gonna mess with him. I'm not gonna mess with her because we're one. So you can be one again if you have the right thinking, right ideas, right, right moment in time.
I agree, but unfortunately, from what I've seen, you can't do that without a catalyst of some sort.
Correct.
That's why I just, I hope, because I don't see a catalyst. Hopefully, catalyst could be tomorrow. All right, Hurry, take over here.
Let me ask you, what's your viewpoint?
Well, what I'm gonna say is, I'm gonna go all the way back to when you talk about voting and how y'all feel about voting. Voting is important. I used to feel the way you feel. I used to go to church to St. Paul, to after church when I was young by myself.
I know church.
Shouting radio,
Yeah,
that's my
church,
pastor.
yeah.
And one time I said something about voting, and like, nobody had time for that. He yelled in my ear, victory, voting stands for victory over the enemy. And if you're gonna allow him to continue to rule you, don't vote. And I voted every year. It always stuck for me, the acronym, always stuck for me.
Right.
So, and it was important for him to say that. It meant a lot. Because you never look at, like, you have to be open-minded sometimes, and you never look at things until you see from somebody's other. Because in the community where I'm at, my mother and them would say, oh, everybody got time for that. They want to do what they want to do anyway, their old time ways and stuff like that. And you develop that mentality, but you have to change it sometimes on the outlook. So remember to tell them when they tell you that. Victory over the enemy.
I like that.
Me too.
Okay, so, my position, always remains the same. I'm just looking at what the solution is and not the problem. I'd rather live in the solution than live in the problem. So we all know that we're being faced with a problem. Trump is a problem. Okay.
Let me ask Ray something. Ray, you back there? How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing well.
You want to add something into this conversation? I know you got it.
I don't mind if I do. I just don't want to be on the camera.
That's fine. That's fine, Ray. Come on up a little bit closer, though.
I'm just going to add something. I'm not hearing what is the policy for Black people that the Republican and the Democrat are offering. And I'm not hearing anybody here pushing that agenda, which I think we should. Because by the end of the day, it's quid pro quo. You don't vote for nothing. You vote for something.
That's true. That's true.
So what do we do?
Yeah, that's true. Because we're not hearing it. There's only two candidates. You have one Republican, one Democrat. And
Doesn't matter.
no, you're right. You're right. But we're not hearing any kind of language that we can atone to. And you're right.
The thing is with politics, politicians have to please to the people. Not the people have to please the politicians. If they're not offering anything, then they might just have to be on the employment line, looking for jobs like everybody else.
It's true. The issue that I have, you only have two people. Only two people. Either the red pill or the blue pill.
And you gotta pick a necessary evil.
But you don't have to. That's how we've been indoctrinated to believe that you always have to pick from two lesser evil. That is not true. That is not true. If they don't have a policy for Black people, then how are you gonna get in office for the president?
So we have to go out there and demand to hear the issues for Black people.
Well, no.
Exactly, and to be more specific, only Black people, because we are the ones that been catching all the hell, and they need our vote to get in office for the presidency. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, they're pandering to us.
Democrat.
Yeah.
Correct.
So, and they use all these fear tactics to put us in a position where we have to choose from two, pretty much it's two of the same. Like James Baldwin said, is two wings, the right wing and the left wing, but it's one head.
Yeah.
They change code, they change interchangeably, they change code. 1 minute they're Republican, 1 minute they're Democrat. And they play us for years doing that.
It's true.
And we have to open our eyes and say, okay, what are we getting out of this? Because everybody else is getting something. I'm not bashing anybody, I'm just using examples, which is factual. The LGBT gets something. The Asian gets something. And there are others. What are we getting? And they're what, less than a little over 1% of the population? And we are 14% of the population?
We might be more than that.
We have 14% of the population. I mean, well, that can be true
Yeah.
because we don't control the
Exactly.
statistics.
Exactly.
So, what are we getting? And we have to look at that critically. What are we getting?
Ray, you're absolutely correct.
So we need to work on that.
Yeah.
She's seeing this down here.
Everything else doesn't matter.
Practice send it to me.
Politics is money.
That's it. That's it. It's a hustle.
Well, we're taking
So it's right
with
here.
respect to everything Ray just said, still taking into account, politics is what they are, but it's right in front of us. Like it's no longer like we have to try to figure out what it is. It's right in front of us. We're looking right at it. And we're hearing it. And what are we looking for? And are in place to suit us. Right? You're right. I agree with you on one point. But what I'm saying at the same time, we gotta be real about it. The race card is being played and it's being obvious that we're not, it's really not about us. It's there. We got Kamel Harris trying to demonstrate that, trying to stand on that principle because she wants to be president. So she's going to say some things that's going to sound appealing to us. But at the same time, we really don't know. We really don't know. Okay, so what do we do? We really don't know. So what I'm saying, because we really don't know, we got to keep the struggle in its place, in perspective. We got to keep it right in its place. Because empowerment, working with each other, talking to each other, giving each other hope. Like this young man right here, he just mentioned to us as a young brother, 26, what the attitudes and the voices are saying about this race. He's hearing it. We ain't even on his level. We're older than him. So he gave us something. So he may only heard 10 people, but that 10 people times maybe 1,000, 100,000 young black people talking about the attitude about what's happening right now. So what do you do? We know politics as old people, OGs. We know they ain't really got nothing for us. Right, Ray? They ain't really got nothing for us.
Can I be honest?
Yes.
We all here know what is the solution to the problem.
Right.
We all do. So I'm going to use this example. Say you're in a relationship. You and your couple, you're walking the block, and some dude step up to you and start beating your woman. What do? You get on the phone, call 911, or you start screaming, or start calling for help, or you get in there and start defending and throwing blows. We know what to do. But we act just like how some white people act. There is no racism, so then therefore there is no racism with black folks. Black folks do the same thing as some white folks. So we know what to do. We know what the answer is. If they're not giving us what we need, then okay. There's no shame in saying and asking for what you need and they're standing on it. There's no shame in that. And the whole thing is the Democrat and the Republican, well, particularly the Democrat, have shamed us for all these years. If you don't vote, then you don't have a right to complain and all these little childish games. That's childish. Everybody else votes for something and they do get it when they vote. So what are we doing really? We know the solution, but we're scared. And scared people have no wins. Okay? So it's either you get out of that scaredness, you fight. You may not live to tell it, but the future generation gonna tell it. We know what to do. It's not that hard. We know what to do.
I like that. I like that.
We know what to do.
That's a good way, nice way of putting it. We know what to do.
We know what to do.
Hold on, we're gonna stay with that. We know what to do. We know what to do. If you don't know what to do, you gotta ask somebody that knows what to do. But he's right. He's right. That's the solution. The solution is being honest with yourself, coming to terms with what's really happening, and don't be misled. You know what it is, and you know what to do. We gotta be there for each other, raise each other's consciousness. We can't, like you said, think about it. Your woman got attacked in the street. Great scenario. Your woman got attacked in the street. What do? Call 911. You start screaming. I love it, right? Or you get in and whack some ass.
Step up to the plate.
Yeah. Right. It's like, what do you do? Thanks for that.
But then you do it, you become part of the system. Because the
You're
system is to generate money.
No, that's what they want you to think. He's right. Right. That's what they want you to think. They want you to fear. They want you to not think that, or that what you're doing, defending your woman or defending your child, is a crime. It's not a crime. You have to defend something that means something to you. It's about the things that you value. You value your child.
Yes.
So your child is being attacked. What do you do? Like you just said.
Yeah, I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do, but I'm still gonna go to jail.
It is what it is.
I understand that.
It is what it is.
I understand, right? I understand. But it's just like people think. Like sometimes you think long term, right? Now, when I beat the guy up in the street and I go to jail, what happens to my kid? Who's gonna feed my kid? Right? Because I'm going to go through the system.
Okay, so with that scenario there, so then what happens? You allow somebody to attack your child right in front of you. So because you're thinking about jail and you can't take care of the kids because you won't be there. So what you're gonna do? You're gonna let them get stomped out, beat up, whatever happens. You're gonna just turn your back on it because of those things you just mentioned. I don't want to go to jail because I got to think about taking care of the kid. Who's gonna take care of them while I'm in jail?
I'm gonna enlighten you now, right?
I know. But what are you
For
gonna
the
do?
bureaucracy, right?
What are you
Because
gonna
we're
do?
gonna be political about it.
What are you gonna do?
So it's that sense you think, right?
What
And
you
it's
gonna
how
do?
you do it.
I want to know what you're gonna do.
No matter what you do, it's how you do it, right?
Okay, go ahead. Can you just give us an
I don't want to
idea?
tell everything.
Well, I think at the end of the day, we have to have more Black attorneys, Black police officers,
Yes.
Black judges. We have to look at the educational route to take. And so when we have those issues, we have people there, that we can talk to, that can identify with the issues that we have been going through. And so that's one of the steps, the routes that we should take. And that's to get a better, educational system that will we'll identify what it needs.
Everybody don't believe in that system anymore. Ray just gave it to us. Everybody don't believe in it.
Yeah, I wanted to say something. If you look at what happened in Michigan, the Palestinian people all got together and wrote on their ballots that I forget the exact words, that they would not support that candidate, the Democratic candidate. And after they did that, the Democratic Party changed its policy. I think the problem with the Black community is we don't stand on anything. We'll say, okay, you made all these promises. I know you're lying, but I'm going to support you because you look like me. And I think that's where the phrase comes into play. A person that looks like you isn't necessarily going to act in your interest. And as far as even
Give us the phrase again, not like us.
not like us. I mean, I just think it's not just about race. When I look at Black politicians, I see how they sell the Black community out over and over and over again. And I look at the same as in Africa, those presidents and leaders sell their people out over and over and over again. And if you even go back to slavery, it was the kings of these tribes in Africa that sold people to be brought into slavery. And I think as much as we need to hold the parties accountable, we have to hold our own politicians accountable.
So we don't stand a chance.
We do stand a chance because if you're talking about Kamala, I think the Democratic Party is a bigger problem than the Republican Party because the Democratic Party lies. The Republicans, yeah, they'll hate you to your face, but the Democratic Party will stab you in the back, as we've seen 1,000,000 times. So I'm with your friends. I'm not voting for either of those people.
I think that, we have to hold the politicians, to the fire, but we have to hold ourselves to the fire as well. They can't talk to us anyhow in any kind of way. You've been promising us for this, levity for many years and nothing has shown up. So, you know what? Sorry.
Right, that's still considered reasonable.
Yeah, sorry. We're not going to support you if you don't, listen to us. So it's interesting. We're in that time. November is coming up, and we're interesting. We bring salt for a vote. So here we are again.
Well, this is a very sensitive subject, very confusing, very fearful. It's just so much that's happening that if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything.
That's true. That's true.
So, I'm with Ray.
Take it by force.
Well,
I got a question to ask.
Please do.
What do you think is the number one problem that Blacks face?
the number one problem.
The number one problem.
Lack of unity, lack of coming together, lack of recognizing the situation that we are in as a race of people.
Not true. Jews fight amongst themselves. Europeans fight amongst themselves. Arabs fight amongst themselves. So that's not it. The number one thing that we lack of is resource. Resource. Jews are less than one, or a little over 1% of the population, and they pretty much run basically everything. They don't have the political numbers to win any elections. So unity is not the problem. Money is resource.
And also,
You understand?
also to piggyback off of what you just said, your statement is understanding and knowledge. Because if you don't understand who you are and what you have to begin with, then you're not able to, get the resources. Because the resources are right under your feet. At least in Africa it is. A lot of resources there. But it's an understanding of oneself and who they are, to understand what you have. And be willing to go get it, and not willing to allow anybody to pillage what you have. So I'm adding to what you're saying.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm adding to what you're saying.
granted. So let me put it another way. We are victimized. Let me put it in general. A person may not like you, but they would not have the power to victimize you without consequences. If they do victimize you, there will be consequences because why? You have money, you have resources, you have network. Examples, look at what's going on for all these years. They kill us.
Right.
And all we do is march.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not a bad thing, but it shouldn't be the only thing. No other race do what we do in a situation like that. And the reason for that is because this is how we've been indoctrinated. When you have a solution, a problem, you march, you petition. But the real solution is money, because if you have money, the politicians, they would listen to you because they want to be in office and they want to stay in office. They're not going to listen to just your voting alone or your protesting. And we see it. Again, we know what to do. Because none of these politicians truly care about black folks. We have seen it time and time again. No black politician truly stood for all the killing that's been done by cops to black folks. They stood quiet, very quiet.
Right.
But they can get on the bandwagon for illegal immigrants. They can get on the bandwagon for the LGBT. They can get on the bandwagon for the Asians. They have laws for the Asians. You have to be careful how you get aggressive with an Asian. You can go to jail. It is law. And there's a simple reason for that, because these people vote with their money. We don't. We vote with watching and going to the booth and then wonder why we don't get what we want.
Right.
We're doing the same thing over and over. That's the definition of what? Not insanity? Yes.
Yep.
You're going to get the same thing you get the last time, and you're going to continue to get it until you change your method. And I would add also, for us as black people, voting should be the last thing.
I'm sorry?
For us as black people, voting should be the last thing. You need resource, because without resource, you don't demand anything.
Right.
What do you consider resource? What's resources to you?
Money.
Okay,
Money comes in many different forms.
so
Real estate, investments, stock market, it comes in many different forms. And when you have that, it's very easy to call a brother or a sister and say, we don't like how things are going. We're going to change it. And it will be easy done because sister have money, brother have money. And they can network them. Net a perfect example, George Clooney. Then he said to Biden, you have to step down because the funds are going to stop coming. Look how much money he raised. Because money moves everything around you. Everything, like it or not, money. And we don't have that. Well, at least we pretend not to have it.
You wanna
so,
piggyback off that?
I agree. If you can't sit at the table, if you don't bring nothing to the table.
Right.
And that's 100% true.
Right.
I agree. If you don't bring anything to the table, they don't allow you to sit at the table. The system that will watch you. One day watches another. If you're going to do something for me, then I'm going to make it happen for you. It's an all the system. Down to you open your business in a certain way. It's everything you do. It's implemented in every single way. I'm going to say something right personal. To say how personal it is that he's 100% right. I was doing a tour. The guy's a politician. And in a couple of months, he owed 20-something thousand in child support. All of a sudden, disappeared. They said he didn't owe anything. He paid one money order and made multiple copies and like the SKU numbers on it. I'm like, oh, y'all blind? Because I'm not. Like, what are y'all doing? And they made it vanish. But the money never came to me. It went to them. They hand got greased, so they did what they had to do to make the outcome the way they wanted. So it happens no matter what. But I didn't have the money to fight because they make sure they depleted my funds, stopped everything, froze everything, down to the pension that I'm still fighting to get to make sure that I couldn't fight back. So money makes the world rock.
so with that reality that you both just described, resources and how money works. So basically, you're saying that,
Resources.
huh?
Gotta get more resources.
Right.
At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to.
Kathy?
I also agree with what Ray was saying but Black people do have resources. We are a substantial part of the economy. The question is, we don't have the consciousness to match it. We're out there styling and fighting each other in videos and buying stuff and going into debt. I think that one of the things we could think about is how to pool the economy. So what if Black people said, we're not going to buy another Nike until this happens?
All right.
I don't see that. I mean, that'll be great.
Good point, Sean. Good point.
I'm just saying, we have the financial resources. There's a lot of Black businesses. There's a lot of Black executives, and people have good jobs, or even people who don't have good jobs. If everybody's doing the same thing with their money. I mean, this is how we got the end of apartheid, boycotting the companies that were supporting apartheid in South Africa. We need to start doing that here.
Well, Kyrie Irving, the Brooklyn Nets, when he played for the Brooklyn Nets, Nike had disowned him.
Yep.
right? And if we as a people say, hey, we're gonna do this halt here, that would put a pretty big dent in their product.
And those are the people that are paying off the politicians, those companies.
Yeah.
That's just my 2 cents.
Well,
I wanted to say, remember when videos used to be on BET every day with Free and them? And it was a Caucasian lady that put out a letter, a lot of people don't know, in her office. And it was like, we don't even have to keep the niggas enslaved no more, because we could just put a video on and then buy whatever we tell, because they can't pay their rent, but they pay $700 for their skin, and this and that. And it was like a wake-up call. A lot of people don't know, like, but they stopped the videos because of that. Like, people really put their footwork in it and made them stop those videos for a long time. It dismantled 106 and Bar and a lot of other stuff. And BET actually became a black entertainment. Like, they put the African American lady on top, which I kind of thought was a little propaganda, but it shut down a lot of stuff that was open to the younger eyes, because they did follow the fashion because of that. It was all about, let me dress like them or else I'm not hit. But it was more to life than that.
You want to say something?
That's like that. Like in terms, like in that respect, that topic, I lost all hope. Even when I was this tall, I remember people being, especially black people, being very obsessed about being fresh, looking fresh. And my age is the same. I still hear the same thing. People like, man, don't worry about my rent, but the shoes though. Like, it makes no sense to me, but that's why I lost hope with that, because it's been the same since I was a kid. It's just like, I wish.
So family, I want to, in closing out, we just want to thank this establishment that we're in, Salon Leahing. We're hosted by them, professional barbers, professional hairstylists in Brooklyn, 732 Washington Avenue, between Prospect Place and Prospect Place.
Park Place.
Park Place. Excuse me. And so here we are in this black-owned establishment. And I'm asking the family that's out there to come and support our professional people here at 732 Washington Avenue, Prospect Place and Park Place. God bless you, family. We're here next week. Thank you. Thank you. Peace.